Well, cotton farmers are not the only ones struggling to recover from the hurricanes. Farmers across Louisiana are doing their best to stay in business. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Avery, Davidson is standing by with the Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, Dr. Mike Strain, to get the latest on recovery efforts. Avery?
Thanks, Mike. It's been about 2 months since Hurricane Gustav slammed into Louisiana's coast, shortly followed by Hurricane Ike, and farmers are still dealing with all of that damage. Here to talk about what farmers are dealing with is Commissioner Mike Strain. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
I know that the latest estimate from the LSU Ag Center is $950 million in damage to Louisiana farmers. Are you seeing that out there, and do you think that number is still kind of low?
Well, I think when you look at that number, it is still kind of low, because when we've been meeting with our farmers, we probably had about 15 different meetings with farmers. Met with several thousand farmers across the state. What we're seeing is that there are a lot more costs that are hidden. And I can tell you, though, I'm very proud of the work that the Ag Center did. Chancellor Richardson, Chancellor Paul Carell, and others, I asked them to get out there immediately. They put 80 people in the field immediately to start assessing these damages. What we're finding, though, there's a lot of damage to the grain that is still harvestable. There's increased cost to harvest the grain. There are increased costs for those farmers that have not been able to fulfill their contracts. And then now, since they haven't been able to fulfill them, either they have to pay for the give-up charges for that, or now interest charges on those contracts and other things. So there are a number of things compounding that. It will be well over $1 billion damage to Louisiana agriculture, forestry, and our fisheries. So this is the largest natural disaster for agriculture and fisheries that Louisiana has ever faced.
Well, I know you spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C. trying to get Congress to pass some kind of relief bill, not just for Louisiana, but for farmers across the country, because you had the Midwest hit by floods, you had us hit by hurricane, same with Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas.
Iowa, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Florida,
across
Georgia, Mississippi, yes.
I mean, how did it make you feel when you go over there, spend that much time talking with the delegation, not $1 passes for farmers, but they pass $700 billion for Wall Street?
$700 billion. Two things. One, the $700 billion for Wall Street, that will trickle down to our local banks. Now, our banks, many of our small banks have 30 to 60% of their portfolios in agricultural loans. And these banks, you know, that capital has got to flow, because without what happened in Wall Street, you know, and we talk about that bailout, that is to shore up our banking system. Similar type move was necessary back in, you know, when we hit right before the Great Depression. That would maybe have averted it, because we cannot allow the banking system to collapse, first of all. But secondly, when they spend $700 billion to build the levees around Wall Street, literally, and they cannot help with $1 billion for Louisiana, that's frustrating. However, I can tell you that our entire congressional delegation, House and Senate, they're with us. We met with senators and representatives from most of the other states, and they're with us. There was one United States Senator, Senator Coburn from Oklahoma, that blocked the measure.
What do you think the climate's going to be like when everybody goes back November 27th? Do you think the climate's going to be right?
I think the climate's going to be a little more settled. Generally, Washington doesn't deal as well with uncertainty in the political climate. So wherever we're at, things will be settling out. Be able to go ahead and start focusing on some of these problems, and we're going to present our case again. It is critical that we do that. We're going to continue to fight until we win.
Mike, thank you so much for all the hard work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Commissioner Mike Strain, Louisiana Department of Ag and Forestry.